Mr. President, we are meeting in this holy month, which is supposed to bring peace to all on earth. Unfortunately, it seems my country, Lebanon, is condemned to be victim of continuous threats, conflict, and pain. While the Lebanese were busy preparing for Christmas to celebrate the birth of hope and renewal, they are today worried, concerned, and fearful about the future. When they see this esteemed body meet to discuss Lebanon, as is called for today, it triggers memories of Israeli aggression, invasions, and continued occupation of Lebanese land. They wonder if all of this is a prelude to another aggression. No one should blame them, Mr. President. Lebanon has witnessed 4 Israeli invasions in the last 40 years, which resulted in thousands of civilians killed and severely injured, the infrastructure of the country destroyed, and years of hardship for the people. We still live its consequences. Today, we are witnessing another volatile situation concerning the tunnels. And Lebanon took this issue very seriously and has said loudly and clearly and on the highest level that it's not interested in a conflict, in a new conflict. Indeed, President Michel Aoun, immediately after the news came out, reaffirmed unequivocally Lebanon's commitment to Resolution 1701 in letter and its entirety. This commitment is not rhetoric, and these are not mere words, because this commitment is in the interest of my country and my people. This is also why President Aoun expressed Lebanon's interest in preserving security and stability in South Lebanon, as well as willingness to work with the international community to address the issues raised by the Security Council in its last meeting on Lebanon. He made it clear that Lebanon has no aggressive intentions. This same commitment was reiterated by Prime Minister-designate Saad Hariri when he told UNIFIL's 4th Commander, General Del Col, during their meetings that Lebanon remains committed to the full implementation of Resolution 1701 and the respect of the Blue Line. The Prime Minister-designate said that the Lebanese army, the sole responsible power for defending the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Lebanon, cooperates with UNIFIL forces, and will conduct patrols to deal with any flaw in the implementation of Resolution 1701 from the Lebanese side. Following his statement, the Lebanese army is deployed heavily now in the area of operations to make sure that 1701 is abided by strictly. The army is continuing its patrols there this moment. The Foreign Ministry, on its side, in a statement today, refused any violation of 1701 of any kind. But the President and the Prime Minister-designate also pointed to Israeli responsibility in instigating conflict through its daily violations of the Lebanese sovereignty. Yes, esteemed members of the Council, the real issue at hand is the constant violations of our sovereignty by land, air, and sea, in full contravention of Resolution 1701, but also in full contravention of a key provision of the United Nations Charter, Article 2, Paragraph 4. Mr. President, the Lebanese state did not commit any violations, while the violations on the Israeli side were done by the Israeli government. These violations amount to 1,800 violations annually, and in the last 4 months, they reached 150 a month on average. Here is a sample of the violations we are providing the United Nations every day and every week. I'm sure you have them in your offices. These only for the month of December, and now we are on the 19th of December. Moreover, Israel breached Lebanese airspace in the last 4 months alone by an average of 84 violations on a daily basis. All of these are documented with UNIFIL. This is in addition to its violation of the Lebanese telecom network, sending threatening messages to the Lebanese citizens and causing fear and panic among the population. We sent reports of these to you, Mr. President, and to the Secretary General in a formal letter on December 6. Just imagine, esteemed members of the Council, if we were to call for a Security Council meeting every time Israel violated Lebanon's sovereignty since 2006. You will be here 24/7 shift to address them. Lebanese officials accorded the problem of the tunnels the utmost careful attention, fearing, rightly so, that Israel might use it as a pretext to threaten the stability of Lebanon. The Prime Minister-designate told the Unified Force Commander that the United Nations must shoulder its responsibilities in facing the daily violations by Israel. He said the escalating tone towards Lebanon, which you had a taste of it today outside the Council, that does not serve the relative calm that has been prevailing for more than 12 years in the South. Prime Minister Hariri called the international community on all of you to curb this escalation in the interest of the respect of the blue line and the full implementation of Resolution 1701. We repeat his call here again today in the Council, hoping that you defuse the situation for the benefit of peace and calm on our border. Mr. President, in light of all these violations and disregard of international legality, the Lebanese are asking a legitimate question. Are there aristocrats in violations for the international community? They are worried about double standards, where Lebanese reports of Israeli violations of its sovereignty are buried in the archives, while Israel's complaints get Security Council meetings and their actions go unpunished. Mr. President, listen to this quote. We have the perfect right of preemptive self-defense to survey and collect intelligence. These are the words of the Prime Minister of Israel a few days ago when addressing the Israeli breaches of Lebanese airspace. What the Prime Minister sees as self-defense is seen as a threat in Beirut. When the Israeli planes fly low or break the sound barrier over populated areas, people feel the brunt of the Israeli violations. We all know too well how the so-called Israeli right of preemptive self-defense, which, by the way, has no international legal basis, is used to justify illegal aggressive acts and invasions. Mr. President, we should not be condemned to repeating the same situation over and over again. There is a simple way of keeping the border calm. It is by adhering to Resolution 1701 by both sides, and not only by Lebanon. It's by moving from a cessation of hostilities to a permanent ceasefire. It's by the Israeli withdrawal from the remaining occupied Lebanese territory and territorial waters. There is also a UN mechanism in South Lebanon, as you all mentioned, the tripartite committee that can deal with all the issues that arise from the situation in South Lebanon. This committee can be empowered to solve all the violations, especially solving the outstanding issues of the border disputes between Lebanon and Israel, including the maritime border. These issues can be resolved away from any domestic political considerations. The Israeli press is rife with questions about the timing and purpose of this Israeli campaign. But although Lebanon is not concerned with domestic Israeli policy, it refuses to be used as a pawn in Israeli power politics. Lebanon is interested in preserving calm on its territory and living in peace and security. Is this too much to ask, Mr. President? Thank you very much.